Hi guys, I'm Corina, and today we're going to be talking all about this lovely app called EveryDollar. I apologize for like the waviness happening here. We're just going to try and get through this. So this is an app that you can use to help manage your budget. You can create your budget on here totally, and then you can manage and edit it from here also. This is on my phone, and I do have a Samsung, so I'm an Android girl, but it is available on Apple products as well. So which is super convenient because they just came out with the Android version this year. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first time that you download EveryDollar and add it to your phone, you are going to come up with this screen. EveryDollar, sign up, it's free. So we're going to go ahead and sign up. Click the sign up, it's free button, and then you'll fill out a couple of fields. So here's your first name, last name, also your email. And then the next thing is going to be, I believe, creating a, let's see. Okay, so once your information is in there, then you'll hit next. It'll also ask for your zip code, so you can put that in. The next thing you'll do is enter a password, and then it will send you a confirmation email to your email address that you just registered to. So I'm going to go ahead and log in now. Okay, so once you're logged in, you're going to come to this screen, which has budget at the top of it, and the little sign here says, let's plan your budget, create December budget, because it does not have a budget for December in here yet, as it's your first time using this. So we're going to go ahead and create December budget. And you'll see that it has a couple categories along the top. It has a planned, a spent, and a remaining. And then down within the plan section here, you'll have different categories, one for income, giving, savings, housing, and it has a bunch of different subcategories within that as well. And then here down at the bottom, we've got transportation. And you'll notice this little green guy here, that says add item. So you can add different things within this category. Say, for instance, let's look at food. And you want to have, let's see, so it has a groceries and a restaurants category. Say you want to add like coffee out or something like that. You can just add an item, and you can create a new label. So item label. And you can add an amount as well. We'll say 25. Okay, so 25. Okay, so that just got added to the food category there. So food, under food, there's groceries, restaurants, and then coffee, which you just added. So the next ones are lifestyle, there's pet care, clothing, child care, tuition, sports, etc. Insurance and taxes, and then debt is at the very bottom, and you can add different things there. So let's go all the way back up to the top now. And what you want to do is add in whatever your budget categories are. So add in whatever your income is. And one thing I really like about this is it's so flexible. So say you get paid 3 times in a month. You can add in each paycheck and allocate exactly what amount of money you'll be getting for each paycheck throughout the month. One thing that we do is we will do like wife check 1, check 1, and so do that, and then for this one, you can also edit. So under, so I just clicked on paycheck, and you can go to this little pencil here and edit it. So you can change what it's called as well, rather than like deleting each category. So we'll do hubby, check 1, and we can do that. Okay, so then we'll go back here. And as you can see, we've added the income. So we have wife check 1, hubby check 1. You can do different ones for however many times you get paid. You can also do, because this is like Dave Ramsey's app, it's really super flexible and also goes in line with what he allocates and what he teaches about your spending and like what your priorities should be. So you can see right after income, you have giving, because he believes you should give right off the top of your paychecks, and then you should save right after giving, and then it breaks it down by the 4 walls, and then whatever additional things that you have. So Okay, so going back to the categories here, what you would do is you want to take your paper budget and where you've written out what your expenses are, and you'd want to plug them in for each category here. So starting with your income, you'd want to allocate that, of course, to state exactly what your income would be throughout the month. All right, and I did add here, within our income, I added a miscellaneous section here because if you are in the, well, any phase really in this financial plan, then you should be earning some additional income outside of your regular job. So whether that's a side job or whether you're selling things, whether you're just doing like odd jobs for people that you know, like in your neighborhood or your family, things like that, you should be creating some sort of miscellaneous income throughout the month as well. So you can add in however many times you receive, additional income throughout the month. So if you wanted to like label each time that you receive income, you can do the date there, or you can just put it as one lump sum and kind of estimate how much you're going to bring in throughout the month. Oops. I went ahead and added totals or income to these little categories. So as I did that, you can see that it now gives us an amount to budget. So it says $5,075 left to budget. So these numbers are fake. So I just kind of threw something in that we could look at here. And one thing that I really love about this app is that if you have like income that varies, say like check to check or month to month, you can go ahead and specify what the actual amount is that you receive rather than just like guessing and kind of working with like an estimate. You can get really, really exact with this. Alrighty, so once we've got our income squared away, we can go ahead and start adding in expenses and things like that. So as far as giving, we'll go ahead and add that category here, and we'll just say tithes, we can say there. And alright, so we've got, we'll just put tithes there, and then we will do 500 and save that. And then as you can see, as you add different things here under the plan section for what your spending will be, the total goes down. So it will go down and say how much you have left to budget. So right now we went down to 4,575, and let's keep going. So our savings this is kind of the only weird thing about this. If you have a fully funded emergency fund, regardless of which step you're in, so whether you have just completed baby step 1 and you're in baby step 2, your emergency fund should be $1,000. If you're in baby step 3, then you're building your emergency fund, so you could allocate, what amount you'd be putting in there. Alright, so we'll go ahead and add, maybe we'll do 500 to emergency fund. Okay, and that tells us that that's our fund balance. So if you click the little drop down there, it has a starting balance, a planned this month, and then a spent this month. So the starting balance was 0 because it's the first month that you've budgeted within this app, and then the planned is 500 to add to the emergency fund, and then spent is so far 0, so the balance is 500. So you'd want to basically just continue that for each category. So for housing, for your mortgage, HOA, water, etc. So let's go ahead and we will edit this because we don't have a mortgage, we rent. So we will change this guy. So our rent, and we'll put in, our rent is 75. Okay. So we'll say that's what the rent is, and then you can go through, we can edit different things as well. So this HOA dues, we don't have HOA dues, so I'm just going to hold down on that and a little option here comes up to delete that. So we'll just delete it. Did it go away? No. Delete. Okay. And then, the next things are like water, electricity, mobile phone, cable, garbage, rent, etc. So you can go through and just add each one in. Transportation, auto, gas, and oil. You can do whatever you've budgeted for that amount or for that category. So we budget typically, we'll say 200 for that. You can do the next one, and you know, just etc., etc. So groceries, whatever you budget for that. Oops. Okay, so once you've gone through and you've gotten all of your categories allocated, your budget will be done. So you'll want this number to be at 0. So let me go through and add in some other things to get that down to 0. Okay, so I went in and added a bunch of expenses to get our left to budget total down, and you can see it's $344. So what I'm going to do is make that our snowflake basically each month. So that's going to be the biggest or the lump that we're putting onto the smallest debt that we have. So I'm going to add that down here, and within the debt section I added quite a few other things here. So just on credit card 1, we're going to add $344 so that you guys can see what happens when you are at a 0 balanced budget. So you'll see here at the top it says 0 left to budget, and then it has a little check mark. It says it's an EveryDollar budget, and that went away really quickly. But hopefully you guys could catch that. So $0 and then the check mark. All right, and then we can pull this down and you can start to add in items or transactions to your spent section. Now you can also do this from this plan section by going down to the bottom here and clicking this plus sign that's in orange. You can add an expense or additional income here. So okay, so say we spent $10 and we can choose the budget item that we spent it on. So we'll go in here and let's see here. We'll say that we spent it at getting coffee. So we'll check that one. Check the little check mark there. And you can see here it's gone now to the coffee category. So we'll add the transaction. And we go over here to the spent category. And all of these have zeros unless you've spent something in that category. So when we get down here to coffee, we see that there's been $10 that's spent. Alright, and honestly that's really it. So you can just go through and add whenever you've spent in each category. And what I do is I have a specific section for things that we put in cash or as well as like our sinking funds, so that we know that those things aren't, like, it's not coming off of our ATM card, but we're still spending that, so we can see how much we've spent at each, you know, each time we go out and buy groceries, or how much we've spent, you know, in total over the past few months. You can look at, you know, your trends from the past budgets and things like that. So it's really super straightforward. And then the last tab over here is remaining, and it'll show you a running total, of remaining money to be spent this month. And then it breaks down into each category. So because you haven't allocated that you've spent anything for tithes, it still has the total for tithes that's remaining. It also has, you know, each category on and on. So let's go look down at the coffee example that we did, because we did spend $10 in that category. So it shows us here that we have $15 remaining, and these cute little blue lines underneath each category kind of show you how much money like you have left based on just a little like bar graph here. So we've spent 10, so it's not quite half, so that's why it's about to, you know, like a third or so of that category. And then once you spend more, it will go down. So that is really a brief overview of EveryDollar. It's very user-friendly. I love that you can change the different categories and that you can really manipulate it and make it your own. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions or if you'd like to see like a more detailed budget. We'll be going over budgets in the next few days as well. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, the last thing is up at the top here where it has a little drop down next to December. You can go to different months. So say if you had a budget from November, you can go back and look at that one, or you can go to January or February, and so you can plan out basically your different months. So say you have an expense in like February that you know is coming, you can go in and add it to the budget right now rather than having to wait, and you can see that expense coming up. So yeah, so that's really everything, and I hope you guys have found this helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, like I said, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to like it if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos just like this. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. I will talk to you soon.